Actually can't believe I'm eating mince pies again already. I love mince pies. And this is how I make my mince pies, with a beautiful clementine leaf anglaise. The thing we need to do now is line our tarts with our pastry. Now this pastry is very special. This is a duck fat pastry, but this pastry is very soft, very short, but it's utterly delicious. Take one sheet off, then we've got these beautiful little barquette molds here that we use, and we just pop that pastry onto there, fold it in, and it's really difficult, notoriously difficult to use this pastry. Once you've got these tarts carefully lined with this pastry, so pop that in, fill this tarts really well. This mincemeat we make ourselves, we make it every June and hang it over and feed it with lots of alcohol and stuff, so it's really delicious and beautiful. And then we just cut some more of this, and then we pop that on top and make a lid, and then very simply I just cut it round like that, and we reuse this pastry, so any trimmings we can just reuse. So the idea behind this was that I love a mince pie. I do now, I didn't before, but I wanted to make a mincemeat that I really love. So I just kind of made a mincemeat that worked for me really, and then we just tried to elevate that to sit really comfortably with the level that Trinity works at, and then we serve that as an actual dessert all the way through December. And we serve this with, not like I'm doing today, but we serve this with a Christmas pudding butter, which is like a sort of a brandy butter but elevated really, and we serve it with a really elegant creme chantilly. As for any creme anglaise, in goes the sugar and the egg yolks into our bowl, very simply. I'm not adding vanilla this time, I'm adding something very different, really interesting. But if you were adding vanilla, they would have gone in with the milk and the cream here that's just come up to a temperature. Not boiled, we don't want to boil and create a skin there. And just bring these egg yolks and sugar together. Now, into this dairy, we're going to add these, which are the leaves off of a leafy clementine. I absolutely love this. It gives a beautiful perfume. If you take these leaves and rub them together, the feeling and that lovely perfume and the oil that comes out of those leaves is absolutely incredible. It's not like putting juice or zest. You get that real oil of the orange as well. I love that. So just put those in, let that sit there as the cream and milk warms up. Cream together your yolks and your sugar in here. Really beautiful. You don't need to whisk it to aeration or anything like that, you just pop it in there. While this is happening, I'm going to take our lovely mince pies and I'm going to pop those in the oven at 190, no less than 190, otherwise the duck fat will melt really quickly. They take about 16 minutes to cook. So I'm going to put those in, get our anglaise ready, eat some mince pies. Okay, so that dairy's come up to a temperature now, those leaves have infused nicely. We're going to put the dairy back over the egg yolks and the sugar. If you put them direct in there, you just make scrambled eggs not nice. And then the whole thing goes back into the pan. I like to leave a little bit, use that to kind of wash out the bowl. Make sure you get all that yolk out. It's the yolk obviously that's going to thicken the whole thing, and all that aeration will go away now very quickly. So we'll switch over to a Maurice, so we're not creating more aeration, and we just gently stir that. And I'll show you when you will know that that anglaise is cooked. And we will pass out those leaves at the end. And that should be the most beautiful accompaniment to our duck fat mince pies. So there is something really beautiful about making custard. In fact, you know what I had the other night for dinner, which was, well, you wouldn't, would you? But anyway, I'll tell you what I had for dinner the other night. I had bananas and custard. I'd made some custard for floating islands test that we did for the restaurant, and I had some custard back from it. It was in the fridge, and I came home on Monday night and late, and I thought, do you know what I need now? I'm just going to slice a banana and pour custard on top. It took me right back to my childhood. Absolutely beautiful. Sliced banana and custard. Nothing else. Okay, after much stirring, our anglaise is now ready. And the way you sort of know it's ready, it gathers a viscosity to it in the pan. Basically, when you dip a spoon in there, you can run your finger down the back of the spoon. See it's completely clean. At that point, we're now going to pass that off because we want those leaves out. We're just going to hold on to that lovely creme anglaise. Pop that in there, and that's going to be perfect for our mince pies when they come back out of the oven. I can smell the orange. So these are my beautiful mince pies. They've had 18 minutes in the oven. They go super crispy, and I can smell Christmas. They're beautiful. They do just pop out because there's so much wonderful fat in there. And then we just roll them in a cast of sugar. I absolutely adore these, and they're certainly what keep me running in December, I can assure you. So we just finish them off like that beautifully. We do actually make these at Trinity with a little bit of blue cheese in there as well, which I know sounds very strange, but actually the blue cheese with the delicious mincemeat is incredible. But this one is just a very simple mince pie with a very interesting pastry, cooked really beautifully, and with a custard that's just got that little element of interest in it as well. So here's that beautiful clementine leaf custard, just a little bit. On goes the most perfect, indulgent, warm mince pie. Merry Christmas.